Hello everyone. Today, there is a story for you. This story is about time, it is about pressure, and it is about learning to slow down when the whole world keeps telling you to hurry. By the end of this story, you may see something quiet, something that changes the way you look at your own life. In a city full of noise, screens, and endless movement lived a young man named Ethan. Ethan was 32 years old. He was responsible. He worked hard, but inside, he felt restless, like a clock that never stopped ticking. Every morning, his alarm rang too early. He rushed through breakfast. He rushed to catch the bus, and even while sitting still, his mind kept running ahead of him. His office was small and bright, filled with computer screens and quiet pressure. The clock on the wall ticked loudly. Every tick felt like a reminder. The time was moving faster than he was. Ethan looked around at the people in his life. One friend got promoted. One bought a house. One posted smiling pictures from faraway countries. Ethan smiled for them. On the outside. But later, alone, his chest felt heavy. Comparison slowly entered his life, like a quiet, uninvited guest. He compared salaries. He compared timelines. He compared the shape of his life to everyone else's. At night, lying in the dark, one thought returned again and again: am I too slow? One evening, after a long and exhausting day, Ethan felt unable to go straight home. The bus arrived, but he did not step inside. Instead, he started walking. The city lights followed him for a while. Then, slowly, they stayed behind. The voices grew softer. His footsteps echoed on the empty road. At the edge of the city stood an old park. Most people walked past it without ever noticing. The gate was rusty. The paint was peeling. Ethan pushed it open and stepped inside. The air smelled of wet soil and old leaves. Tall trees stood quietly, like silent guardians. Crickets sang somewhere in the dark. For the first time that day, Ethan slowed his steps. Near a small pond, something caught his eye. A turtle was crossing the path, very slowly. Ethan stopped and watched. The turtle lifted one foot, placed it down, paused, then lifted the next. "So slow," he whispered. A street dog lay nearby, its body relaxed, its eyes calm, watching the turtle without any impatience at all. Ethan sat down on a wooden bench. His shoulders dropped. His breathing was fast, but the world around him was not. Inside his mind, the thoughts kept racing. Others are ahead. You should have done more. Why didn't you start earlier? The turtle reached the edge of the pond and slowly entered the water. There was no fear in its movement, no hurry, just a quiet kind of trust. Something tightened in Ethan's chest. At that moment, an old park caretaker walked past, holding a broom. His back was slightly bent, his steps were slow, but steady. He looked at Ethan and spoke softly. "Fast feet don't always reach far." The caretaker pointed toward the pond. "That turtle has lived here for many years," he said. "Many animals come and many animals go, but the turtle stays." Ethan frowned. "But it's slow." The caretaker smiled gently. "Yes, and still peaceful, still alive." Then he walked away, sweeping the fallen leaves, leaving his words behind like seeds. That night, Ethan lay on his bed, staring at the ceiling. His phone rested beside him, silent for once. He thought about his life, his rush, his quiet fear of being left behind. For the first time, he asked himself a new question. What if I don't need to hurry? The days that followed were not magical. Nothing changed overnight. Ethan still felt pressure. He still felt doubt. He still made mistakes. But something inside him had begun to soften. He made one small choice. He stopped checking his phone every hour. He began focusing on one task at a time, instead of carrying 10 worries at once. He started learning a new skill, slowly, without panic. Some days he felt tired. Some days he felt lazy. Some days he wanted to quit entirely. But he remembered the turtle. Slow did not mean failure. Slow simply meant steady. Weeks passed, then months. There were no loud celebrations, no sudden success story to post online, but Ethan felt lighter. At work, he became more careful, more focused, more present in each moment instead of living 3 steps ahead of himself. One afternoon, his manager noticed something, not his speed, his consistency. Ethan was given a new responsibility, not a big jump, just one honest step forward. That evening, Ethan walked home under a quiet sky. For the first time in a long time, he smiled. Not because he had won anything, but because he finally trusted his own journey. One early morning, Ethan returned to the old park. The sun was rising slowly. Golden light touched the surface of the water. Birds sang softly in the trees. The turtle was there again, moving slowly, moving surely, the same as before. Warmth spread through Ethan's chest. He understood now. Life was never a race. Life was a path, and every path opens when it is walked with patience. Ethan did not become rich overnight. He did not outrun everyone around him, but he became calm. He became focused. He became brave in a quiet, unhurried way. He learned something that no one could have taught him faster than time itself. Rushing breaks the mind. Patience builds the life. Like a river, life keeps moving forward, even when it flows slowly. This story reflects something many of us have felt: the pressure to catch up, to compare, to arrive somewhere before we are ready. Maybe you have felt it too. So if you ever feel late, tired, or pressured by the pace of the world around you, remember this story. Remember the turtle. Remember the quiet park. Remember that slow steps still move forward. Don't rush your life. Grow at your own speed. Take a deep breath. And remember, every action has a reaction. Patience always finds its reward. Let your life unfold, one peaceful step at a time.